Hello, Virgo, and welcome to this your reading for the remaining days in June. Let's dive right in. You don't need details about why I disappeared temporarily, so let's get going. First cards we're going to pull for you are going to be cards of where you are at now and what's going on for you right now, Virgo. Let's dive in. What's going on for Virgo? All right. All right, well, that was interesting. Okay, we've got some cards here that got left sticking up. Quite a number. And the other thing that happened is there was a group of cards that flipped over. I am going to pull them out of the deck as well. All right. Let's see where you're at. Let's try this again. All right. 2, 3. What's going on for Virgo? Interesting. Okay. Virgo, the first card that we have for you is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is indicating that you may be too caught up in your mind, in your thoughts. You're turning things over in your mind. Perhaps you acted impulsively at some point in the most recent past. You went charging in with your sword raised high, and you were on your horse, and you charged into a situation without thinking about it first. And now you're in a situation where you're rolling it over in your mind and you are shoulding all over yourself. Yes, should. I should have, would have, could have. Let's get rid of that vocabulary, shall we? I mean, those words, I would really like to remove them from my own vocabulary. And now, Virgo, I'm kind of sensing here you might want to remove them as well, because that's the meaning behind the very first card in your reading. It looks like you were impulsive about something and you're having some regrets about it. And yeah, you're just caught up in your mind. Now, there is another way to look at this that's not quite so negative. How's that? Well, perhaps you charging into something, being impulsive, and now rolling it over in your mind of, oh my God, I shouldn't have. Perhaps if you look at it a little differently, Virgo, as a lesson, perhaps it was a lesson. And that lesson has given you the opportunity for new vision. It's given you the opportunity to see things from a different perspective. This card corresponds to the Hanged Man from the traditional tarot. And the hangman is all about the ability to see things from a different perspective. Remember when you were a kid and you used to hang upside down on the monkey bars and it made all your friends look really funny because they were all upside down, but in actual fact, you were the one that was upside down and they were laughing at you because your hair was standing on end. And it was fun and it was exciting, but it was also something that you were learning in that moment. You were learning about your friends, who was going to laugh at you, who was laughing with you. Also, you were learning about gravity if you still didn't quite understand that concept, if you fell off the monkey bars. So, this card is a card of learning. It's a card of being able to say, okay, I acted that way. I've done that before. Maybe there's a lesson in there for me. Maybe I should slow down, take a couple breaths, count to 10 before I act so impulsively again next time. Whatever the case may be in your own personal situation. Now, remember, this is a general reading for all of the Virgos that are out there. So there's any number of situations that may have put the Virgos out there into a situation where they may have acted impulsively and then beat themselves up over it. Well, at the same time, now being able to see the situation from a different perspective. Which brings me to the last card in where you're at now, which is the card that corresponds to the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, there are 3 cards in the deck that are considered the happy cards in the deck. There's the Sun, the Star, and the 10 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles isn't so far behind. It's kind of a good card too. But the 10 of Cups in particular is a card of feeling harmonious. It's a card of feeling like, okay, I had wanted to manifest the perfect wife or the perfect husband and the perfect house and the 2 kids and the dog and the white picket fence and the amazing job, and look at that. I have achieved it. That is the meaning behind this card. It's the card of feeling like you are in a good place. So, having said that, with these 3 cards coming out for where you're at now as we move through the month of June, I want to say it feels like you're coming into June as if you were wearing grandma's itchy sweater, right? Remember grandmas used to knit with that wool from, I don't know, like the 60s and 70s that just made you feel so uncomfortable. You just wanted to take it off, and yet it was Christmas time, it was your Christmas present, and you had to wear that itchy sweater. I get the sense that you're moving through something like an itchy sweater moment, and you're moving into a place of harmony because you're learning lessons and you're seeing things from a different perspective. So, now let's dive into what you are concentrating on and what you are focusing on. We know that what we focus on, we have a tendency to manifest into our lives. Oh, we have another happy card here. We have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a great card, especially for showing up in your manifestations and what you are thinking about. Four of Wands is a card indicating that a number of different things have fallen into place. It's not coming into focus, unfortunately, but there we have it. I'm just going to pick these cards up carefully. That one. Oh, we have the another ace. Another. I'm getting lots of aces in the readings today. Okay, so Four of Wands. One of the things that you are focusing on is manifesting this beautiful life that you want. The beautiful life that you want includes not only some partnerships and friends and family that may help you and support you and prop you up as you're going through these experiences, but it is also a card um, indicating that things are coming together and falling into place for you, with one caveat. You have to be willing to take action, Virgo. This isn't about you sitting in your armchair, oming your way into what it is that you want to manifest, including some harmony in your life. This is about you picturing it, visualizing it, meditating on it, and then getting up out of the chair and getting out there and taking some action. That includes potentially, with this card, this Four of Wands coming in, recruiting some of your friends to help you. You have a decision that needs to be made. This is the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is about needing to make a decision with regards to money, finances, business, and career. I'm thinking, and then you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is about having thought about something for a long time and then setting out on a new adventure, being able to see things from a higher perspective because you've thought things through. How are you going to think things through? Oh, yeah, right. You're going to see things from a different perspective, right? So, um, yeah. And then there's an indication here with this Knight of Cups that there is potentially a short-term partnership coming up for you, Virgo. You want me to recap that? Because I went through that pretty quickly. You have the Four of Wands in what you are focusing on for the remainder of the month of June. The Four of Wands is indicating that you may have friends, family, um, partnerships, people who are going to come in to help you on a new endeavor once you make a decision about a new endeavor. It is a new endeavor involving money and finances. And one of the people that's coming in is likely to be short-lived. It may even be, a handsome or gorgeous person that there might be a little bit of romance ticklings involved. But this is indicating when the Knight of Cups comes in, it indicates a brief and fleeting partnership. of some kind. Is that a bad thing? No, not when it's the Knight of Cups that comes in. The Knight of Cups comes in, not in this context of business. It's someone that comes in and very briefly, fleetingly, and assists you. And you know that it's a temporary connection that you have with this person. And that's what you're working towards manifesting at this time, Virgo. Let's take a look at your difficult influences. I am getting called back to the Osho Zen. All right, so we have a group of cards that came out for your difficult influences. Okay. In your difficult influences, we're going to start off here with the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is about having the ability to go all in, to go in with totality. The characters on the card are up on a trapeze. And as you know, if you're on a trapeze, once you make a decision to let go with the hands or the feet and do your little flip around, you're committed. You have to do it. Okay. This card in your difficult influences is indicating, Virgo, that you're having a little bit of difficulty committing to this new endeavor that you're heading out on. The next card that you have in your difficult influences is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is about asking for and receiving advice from others or guidance from others. This card coming up in your difficult influences is actually indicating that you're having a little bit of difficulty taking advice. So you might want to rethink it. What I'm picking up intuitively, Virgo, is that it's the source of the advice that's coming in. It's not the advice itself that you are hesitant to follow. It's the source. So because the advice came from someone that perhaps you don't hold in particularly high esteem, you're thinking that the advice maybe isn't as important as it actually is. So if that resonates for you, this card is indicating you might want to revisit the advice that you were given. You have the Nine of Wands here. This is the exhaustion card. This is coming up in your difficult influences. It is indicating that you might feel like you're exhausted. You've got a lot going on here, and that's fine. Next up in your difficult influences, we have the Three of Cups. This is the celebration card. What is this card telling me about, given that it's in your difficult influences? You're not allowing yourself to celebrate your wins, your little wins, your big wins, your achievements. I'm going to go back here to this card. Remember what I said. This card is likely indicating that you've learned a new lesson, that you've got out of your mind, you've had it, you've done something impulsive. You may have some regrets about it, but by the same token, you've also learned some new and important lessons. This card coming up in your difficult influences is telling me that you're not celebrating those new lessons and the new things that you've learned. And finally, in your difficult influences, we have the Nothingness card. This card corresponds to the Hierophant from the Major Arcana of the Tarot. What is the Hierophant all about? Virgo. The Hierophant is all about the institutions and beliefs in our lives. Institutions are typically where we develop our beliefs, right? So the first institution that we generally encounter in our lives is the institution of family. And each specific family has various beliefs that they hold, and they impart those beliefs upon little baby. Little baby Virgo gets all of these beliefs from family. Then you move into society and community as the next institution that you encounter. And each society or community has certain beliefs. And so the little Virgo adopts some of those beliefs. And then we move into the institution of education. Certain beliefs are imparted upon us, and we take them at gospel. We take them as at face value. But when we get older, Virgo, we begin to question those beliefs. Hey, that's not sitting very well with me. Why am I believing that? Okay. That's what this card is about for you, Virgo. Now, here's the thing. This came up in your difficult influences. What is that telling me? You have a belief system or a belief deeply ingrained within you right now, Virgo, that is holding you back or preventing you from moving forward in a new endeavor. You've got cards here indicating that you are focusing on manifesting and developing a new endeavor, a new business, something. Your difficult influences are what's standing in your way. What's standing in your way is a belief system that doesn't resonate for you anymore, that you need to let go of, your inability to celebrate your wins, some exhaustion, some advice that you chose not to take, and your hesitancy to commit. Are these things overcomable? They're in your difficult influences. Are they overcomable? Absolutely. Every single one of them. Let go of that belief. Celebrate. Get some more sleep. Learn some healthy habits. Exercise more. Take some advice and go all in. Commit to something. Let's take a look at messages from the universe. Messages the universe wants you to hear at this time. All right, we're going to pull out this card as well because it didn't fall back into the deck. First card. Messages the universe wants you to hear. Be of service. Be of service. Be in service. Ask others how you can help them out, how you can support them. Worry is a wasted emotion. Oh, yeah, this goes right all the way back to your very first card, doesn't it? Uh-huh. Yeah. Shoulding all over ourselves causes worry, and that's a wasted emotion, right? And finally, Virgo, messages the universe wants you to hear. Trust your intuition. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Let's take a look and see what is unexpected. Oh, all right. We might be getting a whole bunch of cards here for your unexpected and might have to mix them up. So I'm not going to blurt out what cards have jumped out. Yeah, because I'm not even halfway through the deck and we already have 6 or 7 cards out. So let's see what else the fairies want to say. Got some more that turned over. So just like the other deck, we've got cards here that decided not to go back into the deck. Collect everything up. Oh my. Unexpected for Virgo. What is unexpected for Virgo for June? All right, fairies, you had a lot to say a minute ago, and I'm not reading all of these cards. So let's have 2 or 3 cards for Virgo. No. All right, we got 1. What else? Anything else? All right, twice more. Twice more. Okay, that's once. And that's it. Okay. You have the 2 of Winter. This card corresponds to the 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords is a card of needing to make a decision, but needing to make a decision on blind faith. So over here, you had, I'm just going to pick it up here. You had the Two of Swords. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Two of Pentacles. That's the Ace of Swords. You had the Two of Pentacles here. I was talking about the two and I wanted, yeah. All right. Two of Pentacles over here. Two of Pentacles is about needing to make a decision regarding money, business, finances. And the Two of Winter is about needing to make a decision on blind faith. And in fact, in the traditional tarot, this particular card has the image on it of a character with two swords crossed in front and a blindfold over her eyes. So this is a card saying, Virgo, you're going to have to make a decision. This is in your unexpected. You're going to have to make a decision, whether you have all the information or not. Next card, you have the Princess of Winter. This card is confirmation of this message in your difficult influences. This Three of Pentacles, which was about guidance. This is about, because this card came up in your difficult influences, it wasn't about guidance coming into you. It's about guidance that perhaps you're not taking for whatever reason. And that's now being confirmed here with the Princess of Winter, also known as the Page of Swords. This is the card that says that there is a message or information or advice coming into you that you need to hear, but you don't necessarily want to hear. So, Virgo, that's twice in this reading that you've received messages about advice that you're not listening to, but you probably need to be listening to. And finally, you have the Empress in your unexpected. Sorry, I get all excited because over here you had the Two of Pentacles and you had the Ace of Swords indicating something new was coming through. You've had a couple of other things come up in your reading indicating that there's something brand new coming in. You're developing something new. And now you have the Empress. The Empress is the card in the deck that is typically depicted as a rather pregnant princess or empress or goddess who is on the verge of birthing out a new idea into the world. And you got this in your unexpected, Virgo. There is something new that you want to and need to put out into the world. New business idea, new business venture, perhaps a change in jobs, perhaps a new, I'm not picking up new relationship. No, I was going to say new relationship and it's not resonating at all. My spidey senses are not tingling on that one at all. So this is about real brass tacks. Like I'm not saying relationships are not real, but relationships are more on the emotional realm, which is not quite so tangible and something that you can't touch or feel. And I'm sensing that this Empress card and the Ace of Swords are about putting an idea out into the world that's real and tangible that other people can see and feel and touch and experience. Let's move into your final general overall outcome. We're going over here. Final general overall outcome for Virgo. Final general overall outcome for Virgo. What's coming up for Virgo for the end of June? All right. All right, we've got some fours here. That card, this one, I'm trying to pick them up in the order in which they came out. Okay. In your general overall outcome, Virgo, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is the card of postponement. It is the card of setting something aside for later so that you can concentrate on something that is demanding your attention, which brings me to the Tower. It is looking like you are going to have a Tower moment. This is going to shift your perspective to putting more time, effort, and energy into this new endeavor that you are meant to be birthing out into the world. That brings me to the Three of Cups. Your Three of Cups has moved. Now, by the end of June, okay, remember this card was in your difficult influences, indicating that you were not celebrating your wins. Okay, the Three of Cups has moved into your general overall outcome, indicating that you are going to start to celebrate and recognize your wins. You have the Judgment card. Judgment card is the number 20 card of the major arcana of the tarot. And this card is about sitting in judgment of ourselves, saying, you know, I learned a lot about myself. I still have more to learn. I'm going to go forward. I've got a lot more to do. What could I do better that I didn't do as well in the past? What can I do better moving forward? Sit in judgment of self. And in order to be able to do that, you have the Four of Swords here. It's interesting as well that you've got 2 4s coming in here. So watch for the number 4 to be coming up in your life a little bit in the coming days and weeks. But the Four of Swords is a card of, if you're feeling overwhelmed, and I do sense that there may be a sense of overwhelm here, and that may be why you're postponing something, and it may be why you had the totality card in your difficult influences, because you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. That's what this card is indicating. And this card is indicating that you may need to kind of cocoon yourself temporarily in order to gain some clarity in your thoughts. Is there any issues with that? And it may be too that what's coming in for me to share with you, Virgo, before I leave off this reading, is I'm sensing like there's been an ebb and flow, ebb and flow, ebb and flow, and up and down, up and down, up and down with regards to an idea. You've had this idea for quite some time. And with whatever that impulsive thing that was that happened as you moved from May into the month of June, it caused you to kind of step back. And then you saw things from a different perspective. You're moving forward. You felt like you were being really well supported. And then you step back again because you weren't celebrating your wins. And then you were going to trust your intuition and move forward. And then, you've got the Tower coming out here, indicating that something's going to throw a curveball at you. You're going to put things aside again. So what's coming in for me to share with you is not to live in fear that things may fall apart, but instead begin building things. What I've actually got an image of is you building a wall out of blocks, and you build, build, build. And then instead of allowing that to fall down, you go, oh, I'm just going to sit on the top of this for a few minutes, relax, think about things, go into a deep meditative state, withdraw, see how I can improve the wall, maybe take some advice. You've got 2 cards in here about advice, and then move forward again in July. So, with that, I'm going to leave off. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe.